Greetings, hello everyone. Today we are going to be looking at one aspect of composition that is going into extinction because of the advance of technology and the use of social media. That is letter writing. Several students used to fail letter writing in their exam now because many of them don't practice writing letter before the examination. And this is because letter writing is an art of communication between two people who are in a varied distance. Now, despite the distance, you can reach wherever you want to reach, either through email message or through WhatsApp, through Facebook, or any other social application. So it is difficult for some students, especially those who are not going to everyday classroom, to have a very good background in letter writing. So I will be discussing with you today the mode of writing formal letter, and then we will be discussing another aspect of letter writing in the subsequent video. So today, what is letter writing? Okay, this is the definition of letter writing. It's an art of exchange of written or printed message, and it's also an art of exchanging messages, feelings, ideas, or opinion between two people, mostly residing in a distance. Now, let's look at different type of letter writing, and then focus on formal letter. Now we have three major types of letter writing. We have formal letter, we have informal letter, we have semi-formal letter. We are going to be discussing them gradually, and today we will be focusing on formal letter. Then in the subsequent video we'll be looking at the informal letter, and in another video we'll be looking at the semi-formal letter. So what is formal letter? Yes, formal letter, especially, this is one of the aspects of letter writing that is hard for many students because it involves a lot of technicalities, using of official formats. Now, some students, if you ask them, okay, formal letter, I'm going to write to address, where can I place the first address or the second address? Which one comes before? Is it my own address, which is the address of the writer, or the address of the receiver, which is an addressee? Which one comes first? We are going to be looking at all as we progress. Now, a formal letter is an official letter. It is a letter written for official reason. That is, the letter is written to somebody that you do not have personal relationship with. And note that even if you have personal relationship with the person, you are not writing on the capacity of that relationship. You are writing on the capacity of the office of the person. Now, if you are writing a letter to a president, let's say a president of a country like Nigeria, you will be writing to the office of the president, not writing to Muhammad Buhari, who is the current president of the country, or writing to a minister. You can say the office of the Minister of Education, and probably not writing to whoever is the minister, as in writing directly on his name. No, you have to use the office. You have to use the designation. And then we have different formats. We are going to be discussing that as we progress. Now, rules for writing formal letters. Yes, formal letters have certain rules and certain features, certain principles that you must follow to write a very good formal letter. We call them convention also. Now, let's look at some of them. Now, the address must be true, as I told you earlier. The address of the writer, you must include it, and the address of the receiver. Now, your own address as the writer should be on the right hand corner, the first one. And note that when writing the address, the date is supposed to be under your own address. This is one of the mistakes that several students also make, including date in the address of the receiver. No, the date should be in your own address. And after that, on the left side corner of the paper should be the address of the receiver, the address of the person you are writing to. Then date, as I said, the date should write the date, and also please don't write it in numeral. It should be alphanumerical, in the sense that if it is 29, you can write 29 and then you write November 2021, or you can say, if it is 30th, you can say 30 November 2020. The November should be written in words. Okay, and note that when you write 30 November, there should be a comma before 2021, then you put full stop. Okay, now we have salutation or greeting. After the address, what comes is salutation. The general salutation is Teyasa, but this is not applicable to all offices. For instance, as I said before, let's make use of a president. If you are writing a letter to a president, you may not use the word Teyasa. You may use Your Excellency. Okay? And if you are writing to somebody who is a royal father, a traditional ruler, use Your Royal Highness. If it is a judge or a justice in the court of law somewhere, you use Your Lordship. And if the person is maybe a commissioner, you can use Your Honorable. It's also acceptable. And if the person is an ambassador, you will still use Your Excellency. Why? Because he is a representative of the president in a particular country. For instance, the minister or the ambassador of Nigeria to United Kingdom, when you are addressing him, you will use the word Your Excellency also. Then after using that salutation, the next thing should be topic. The topic is dependent on the question. You frame the topic from the question. Okay? If the question says, write about the low standard of education in Nigeria, for instance, you can also put the topic as a low standard of education or poor standard of education in Nigeria. That would be your topic. So the topic is framed from the question. In our samples that we are going to work together, I will show you how to frame topic from questions. Then we have body of the letter. Body of the letter is divided into paragraphs. From the first paragraph to the concluding paragraph of the essay, we call it body of the letter. So in formal letter, note that in formal letter, you are not expected to be writing or to be asking about informal thing, informal relationship with the receiver, like how are you, how is your wife, how is your education, how are you doing today, are you feeling fine? If you are writing on the basis of health, you can say whether you are fine. But this, if you are writing on the official duty, you go straight to the point. But at the same time, you can use the first paragraph as a congratulatory message. For instance, if you are writing to a president, you can start the first paragraph like, I wish to start this letter by expressing my unreserved appreciation to you and to congratulate you on your recent election as the president of Nigeria. Now, this is an introductory paragraph, and this is okay. Then maybe after that, then the second paragraph, you start talking about the post standard of education or whatever subject you are writing about. And then you can say, okay, Mr. President, I want to draw your attention to the poor standard of education in, if it is in Nigeria generally, if it is in a particular state, you can say, okay, in Ekiti State, in Kano State, in Benue State, or any other state. Okay. Now, after that, you continue with the writing of the issues you are trying to address. For instance, if you are writing WAEC on NECO, most of the time is you will be asked to talk about the problem and then provide solution to it. If a question asks you like that, the first thing you're going to do is to draw the attention of the receiver to the problem and then suggest ways in which the problem can be solved. Now, let's go to concluding salutation. Then concluding salutation most of the time is yours faithfully. You can also use yours truly. Now, if it is somebody who is also, if the writer is also occupying a position like, say, a commissioner writing to a governor, you can say yours commissioner for education, yours commissioner for power, yours commissioner for tourism. Then you put your name, append your name at the end of it. Then your signature, name and signature. After your name, you include the signature should come before your name. Then after the signature, you put your name. Now let's see. Okay, let's see the address. Look at this carefully. This is a sample of the address. Federal Government Girls College, PMB 1075 Owerri, Imo State. This is what I told about 21st November, comma before 2021. Now, the first one, this is in the block form. The first one is in the block form. And also, you are permitted to use slant form. Look at the one on green is the slant form, 19 Airport Road, Kano, Nigeria. Okay, this is also another address. This is an individual address. Maybe this is the first one is an address of a school. So if you are a student in the school writing a formal letter either to president or governor in your exam, you can use your school address perfectly. It's okay. And you are also allowed to use the address, your own personal address. Or to note this, when you are using your address, you write it like this: 19 Airport Road. That means you have to include comma after 19. But when you use number 19, like NO full stop number 19, you don't need to include comma. Then you just go 19 Airport Road direct. Okay. Now look at the address of the receiver. I believe you can see how I place it. See the address of the writer, see where it is on the left side corner. And then look at the address of the receiver. Now, the principal, the King's College, P.O. Box 2283, Yaba, Lagos State. Now, see another sample, the governor on the state secretariat, PMB, the 5467, Akure, Ondo State. Now, look at this carefully. Ondo State Secretariat. You are permitted to use Ondo State Governor's Office. Okay? You may use Secretariat or using Governor's Office, or you can also use Government House. Like now the Ondo State Government House, PMB, Akure. This is also correct. You can say the governor, Ondo State Governor's Office, PMB, Akure, Ondo State. This is also correct. Okay. Now, samples of salutation. This is it, dear sir, dear ma, dear madam. In a situation whereby you don't know the gender of the person you are writing to, you can use dear Sam. And the way you write it is write it dear sir / ma, comma. That is, if you don't know the gender or the person you are writing to, or if it is a letter that addresses both male and female, you can also include it that. And then look at the specific people I was telling you about the governor, Your Excellency, an ambassador, Your Excellency, traditional ruler. Then if it is a pastor or a reverend, it's somebody who is a clergy, a religious clergy, you can say they are reverend for Christians. And then maybe for Islam, you can use they are sheikh. And then judge, your lordship. Okay? Now, samples of a topic. As I told you, they are coined from the question. Now, look at this question carefully. You are the secretary of a development council of your own town. Your council is interested in the expansion program of the only secondary school in the town. Write a letter to the Commissioner for Education, informing him of your council's plan and how the council intends to implement its program of aid to the school. Now, pause the video and look at the question carefully and try to suggest a title for the question before going to the next slide. Okay? What do you think should be the title? Expansion program? Or let's give the school a name. Let's say it is Baptist College. Then you say Baptist College as the name of the school. Now look at the title now. Okay. Topic. Look at the title in the front here. Expansion program for Baptist College. Now I just included here. The title is expected to be here. Okay, sorry. The title is expected to be here after the DEASA or your honorable commissioner. You can use any of these. Then the title is supposed to be under this. Let's go to this and see. Okay. For that question, you can use your first paragraph can be like this. We wish to start this letter by congratulating you on your recent appointment as the Commissioner for Education. This has shown that the people of the state recognize your ability to transform the educational sector and restore the lost high standard of education in the state. Now, if you use this kind, you are very good. You are good to go. It is a very good introductory paragraph. Then you start with the main issue you are trying to address in the second paragraph. Look at it. We, the people of Idinshi community, are grateful for your concern about the expansion of our grammar school. Now you can start this way, and yes, see the full thing. Though I haven't included the concluding salutation here, it's supposed to be yours faithfully. Then you put your name, maybe Oluwole Sunday, Ugu, Okechukwu. You can even use Sani Ahmed. Any of the name, you can use your name. Then signature. Then in the subsequent video, we are going to be practicing letter writing. I am going to be bringing a lot of past questions on WAEC, on NECO, on CIE, Cambridge International Exam, on IGCE, and other professional formal examinations. We are going to be treating them with samples of the letter. I'm going to write the letter myself and then project it. You will see how you are going to be writing. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified anytime the videos are uploaded. Okay? And also anybody writing examination on English, you can also tell the person to subscribe so that the person will have adequate preparation through our videos. Thank you.